Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. I apologize for the lighting. I'm at a local coffee shop doing this unboxing in a conference room, so the lighting is a little bit wacky, but anyway, should be good enough to get this. I want to get this to the table. This is a game we recently picked up from, I believe, Game Nerds for a decent price. I think like 24 bucks, somewhere around there. But definitely some game that we've had on our radar for a long time, with some great work replacement mechanisms as well as some other stuff. A little bit on the gory side as far as artwork goes and everything, so not for everyone, but not too bad. It definitely has some interesting artwork, as you'll see. So it's not for the faint of heart. So it's not for everyone, but it had such good mechanisms in it that I definitely had to pick this one up eventually. And here it is. So again, it's a game by Dan Blanchett and by Plaid Games. It's Abomination, the Heir of Frankenstein. So you're, I believe, like a mad scientist trying to create a creature, Frankenstein. As you'll see, but I'll let the everything inside the box speak for itself. So Plaid Games, definitely a good designer. I can't remember. There's another dungeon crawling game, an older one that we had on our radar that we wanted to get. Game, not such great mechanics in it, but kind of a dungeon exploration crawling game. Forget the name offhand, but similar type theme, I guess you could say. So all right. So without further ado, let's get to the unboxing. Oops, drop the box. It is a really heavy box. So you can see it's a 14 plus, so get another little bit higher age, probably for the theme and everything too. They don't want younger kids playing it. 2 to 4 players. It does have a solo mode, which is a very good solo mode. I believe the designer did the solo mode, which there are a couple people did playthroughs of on YouTube. 90 to 120 minutes. And I don't know what that says there. Fantasy Flight Supply, protective card sleeves. So it looks like it has some protective card sleeves either in it, or those are the ones it recommends. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out. So anyway, the Abomination, the Heir of Frankenstein, the Gothic strategy game of monster building. So Paris, 1819. In secret workshops shattered around the city, stacks of bloodless extremists and human organs fuel a nightmarish contest. Just uses cubes for the organs, thankfully. A creature that should not exist drives a group of amoral scientists to build an unspeakable companion. And elsewhere, the grizzled old sea captain clutches the grip of his pistol. He has come to honor the promise and made a dying Victor Frankenstein as he prays for courage. So I like to think of the movie, the Gene Wilder movie there, with Marty Feldman movie, when I play this. Taking place after the events of Mary Shelley's classic novel, Abomination, the Heir of Frankenstein. Oh, so it's based upon after her, Mary Shelley's book there. Is a game of competitive monster creation. Race to construct a viable living being to satisfy the mad obsession of your benefactor. Research the new scientific findings. Charge your Leyden jars. And scavenge the local cemeteries, for raw materials needed to protect your craft. Bribe, steal, exhume, and murder your way to victory. For the creature is always watching that does not tolerate failure. And again, this is not a game for everyone. By the theme and everything, my game group, one of the ladies in my game group will not, definitely not interested in this, but my other buddy Dave, he's interested probably in playing this, so I'll probably just play with him. And we'll try to get another person here. But I definitely want to play this solo. So without further ado, let's open it up and see what's in the box. So the artwork and everything is a little, like I said, to be not for everyone, but watch at your caution. There we go. Let's see if I can get this open without damaging the box. Nice box, though. Nice thick boxing. It looks like I did get a little damage on the side of it, but not much. Just a little tiny. Nothing I can't live with. But yeah, definitely a good quality box. A little darker here, sorry. Let's see here. Alright. Actually, it's not too bad here. So I'm not going to read all this, but the prologue, the objective of the game, 20 years have passed, blah, blah, blah. I think that's where a lot of it was in the back of the box. But might be some other stuff. So if you want to pause it and read it, if you can read that small text, which I can barely read, but go for it. So not a very thick rule book, 16 pages. Components list here. Your game setup. Round order, event phase, lab, city phase, lab phase, reset phase. So not too bad. You get kind of cool dials in this, which I'll explain later. End of game. So not cadaver cards, gaming materials, human and research cards, playing, discarding cards, increasing attributes, blah, blah, blah. So your standard work replacement stuff, locations. You're going to visit work replacement spots, different game tips. So, encounter card entries. All the cards here are laid out and what they do. All the encounter cards. Yeah, and you get different levels of them, I think. Yeah, it appears to be. Yep, and a lot of text, but. And then credits and end game story. Blah, blah, blah. And then on the back, which is like we like to see on the back of the rulebook, is the quick reference guide. Which all games should do something like this, in my opinion. Alright, so there you go. So it's a quick reference guide. So that's your book there. And it looks like you got your little letter here. I'm not going to read it, but it's your beloved brother. It looks like a letter to, dated November 15th, 1819 in Paris. My dear sister, blah, blah, blah. And then your beloved brother, R. Walton. So it's a little letter there. Okay. And then your game board here, which is cool. So this is your 3 dials, which are going to be, looks like you put a spinner on here kind of thing, but these are humanity dial, your reputation dial, and expertise dial, and as you go up or down these, you unlock or different conditions or events or things like that happen, unlock different workers. You have to have certain reputation and expertise in order to construct different parts of your Frankenstein. This is where you're going to put all your, looks like this is the player board, yeah. So this is where you're going to put your different levels of decay for your components. You have to discard blood when it gets past level 2, 3, and 4, and then eventually it goes away. Unless you have like ice, you can get an ice cube in order to preserve stuff. Yeah, and then here's where you're going to build your Frankenstein on here. There. And you put your Leyden jars there, I think they're called. And it looks like a little summary of return order stuff you do. But these are your player sheets here. It looks like there's 4 of these, yeah. And these are a decent thickness. I mean, they're not heavy cardboard by any means, but they're decent thickness. It looks like you got different player colors here too. Looks like purple, red, blue, and green. Is it 4 players or 5 players? I can't remember. I think it's only 4. Yeah, this is the back of it. Each one looks like it has each one has a different quote from the Mary Shelley book Frankenstein. There you go. I am only miserable, blah, blah, blah. Hey, maybe this will get me to read the Frankenstein book like Nemo's World got me to read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yeah, different quotes. So pretty cool. Decent, like I said, decent thickness, nothing great. It's a little too big to laminate probably, but they're good. They're decent enough quality, I think. And then, again, like I said, these dials right here, as you can see, you're going to be putting a little spinner in there to keep track of it. Yep, so pretty cool. And here are your punch outs. So your body parts, so you're going to have a part where it's dead. And then when you use the Leyden jars, you're going to flip them over. And you're going to, I think this is the undead. I don't know, one of them is the dead size, and one of them is the generated side. With the flesh on him and stuff. So the alive side and the dead side. And you get your different heads. And the different markers here. That's the villainous guy that's coming after you, I think. And then the cops, let's see here. And then more quotes here. What's this little chart here? So each one has a little event icons on here, story track. And the back of it has another quote from the novel. And then, yeah, these are for your dials right here. So you put this around it, and you put a little, probably pin type thing in there for your dials. So pretty cool. I like the artwork, and I like the little things in here. Little events. This is a decent thickness of the components here. And then here's your game board. So that's it as far as your components go. Well, your punch-outs. And then this is a nice, thick game board here. Wow, it's pretty big. Not much color in it, which you don't expect a lot of color. One-sided. Let me see if I can lay this down and show you guys it. So different work replacement spots. That is pretty, but nice quality board. Definitely looks like it's laminated kind of thing. Not laminated, but so there you go. So you got your different spots, your public square, your cemetery, your church, looks like a church there, bonus objectives, a market, private dump, hospital, slaughterhouse, academy, where you're going to go learn, improve your craft, park alley, it's right there. So yeah, sorry. And the score track is around the edges there, so definitely a medium-sized board. It's going to be a challenge to film this if I do, or when I do. And then get your components in here. So you got your different body parts in here, your blood, your bone, and bone doesn't deteriorate, and then other different parts here. So you use cubes for that. Kind of collecting them off the cadavers. These are really cool. The die right here with lightning bolts and eyes. And so you have to always watch out for the police. The police come after you, and you got to try to avoid them. And then, yeah, so they're decent quality die. I mean, they're plastic, but nice thick plastic, and nice iconography on them. When you charge your monster, you think you want to get the lightning bolts or something like that, or I can't remember how it works. You get wounded sometimes. You get the broken heart here, and then yep. So it looks like these each die has like, and I know the blue die I think are better than the regular die, so you have to earn those. You have to get a certain reputation level or expertise level in order to roll those. But they're better. Less negative effects, I think, on the blue die. So it's 2 of those in this. Looks like 5 of the gray die. Okay. Well, 6 of the gray die. There's another one right here. So 6 gray die and 2 blue die. Alright. And then here are your event cards here. You get different events. Again, I don't want to give away too much, but nice thick stack of those. And I don't think you use all of them in every game. So it's going to be a good variety. Some replayability. A lot of replayability in there. These are your materials color, kind of a little reference guide. So your muscle is brown, organs are purple. Oops, sorry for that little light there. Blood is red, of course. Bone is white. Animal is orange. So you can use inferior materials like animal parts, but they won't give you as many victory points if you make them with the animal parts. Kind of like in Brussels 1893 game, how you can make paint and construct buildings, but if you use inferior materials, you don't get as many victory points. It's a similar type mechanic to that. And then attribute dial icons, so basically stuff you unlock on the attribute dials. Gain 1 assistant, exchange 1 assistant for a scientist. Gain reputation. So you have 1 scientist, I think Meeple, and 3 assistants or something like that, 2 or 3 assistants, and then you can upgrade them to all scientists, so scientists can do, better things and go to certain spots. It's similar to mechanics, the action selection thing to What's He Building in There, which is another game I have, which I think I did an unboxing of. I got off of eBay a number of years ago, but kind of a similar scientist type game. That one's a little bit more lighthearted theme. This one's a little darker theme. So gain 1 reputation, lose a reputation, lose 1 assistant. So if you go down, on your dials, you're going to lose reputation, lose assistant, you'll lose a meeple. So, and then here are the blue die you can earn, and then end game victory points you can also get on there. And on the back here is the kind of a round order. So it tells you what the different events, event phase, city phase, like I mentioned before, lab phase, reset phase. So a nice little summary here. Probably laminate these. They're small enough to laminate. Looks like a little book here, so that's pretty cool. I like the artwork on these. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those for the 4 players. And then another reference guide to the monster parts here. So it tells you what you need to construct a head, torso, arm, and leg, and then the minimum reputation you need, or expertise, I think it is, expertise, in order to build those. So arm is simplest, then leg, and then torso, and then front of the head is the most complex, obviously. And it tells you what materials. These are a little bit hard to see the colors on these, but I think they're good enough, brown and blue. Would like to see maybe a little bit more differentiation in the colors there, but I'm sure as I play it, it looks like you got your muscles for the arm, for instance. You get 3 muscles, 2 organs, and then 3 bone. And again, you can substitute these with animal parts here, which is the question mark there, and those are. So it tells you the number of victory points you get if you do it with materials that are all 1 and 2, like the highest quality materials. You get the most victory points, obviously, and then 3 and 4 you get a little bit less victory points, and then finally you have to subtract 2, I think, from whatever levels they're at of the animal parts. So you get very less degrees, less victory points if you use animal parts because they're inferior goods. And on the back of these, complete a monster thing. These the same things? Oh, endgame, alive, dead. I think these might be endgame scoring and stuff you get at the end. Or they could be so start a monster part. Oh, I see. So these are starting your monster part, and then I think once they come alive, you'll get more points. And you can see these are heavy minimum required expertise on them. But anyway, but yeah, I think this is once you charge it up. To use the Leyden jars and stuff like that. So definitely very thematic, very cool game as far as that goes. And then you have your little meeples in here. You have your other things in here. So looks like these are your little assistant meeples in here, the smaller ones. I think these are made out of wood. No, these are plastic. The little plastic ones here. These are your little assistant ones. And then these are the scientist ones in here. Yeah. So the bigger ones here. And again, you can upgrade all your assistants to scientists through various actions. Work replacement spots on the board. So it looks like more right there. And then you got your little, oh, these are the little ones that go on the dials here, the little plastic things that for the spinners on the dials there. I don't want to take these up, but these are little plastic things, I think. And then you have your little, this is where it gets a little bit gory right here. So you got your different cadavers, which you can get from the cemetery, or you can get, somebody gets hanged in the public square. Then you can get some fresh body parts off of those, or if you can go to the hospitals and get, recently deceased cadavers, people have died, or then you can go to the cemetery and get probably the leftovers, which depending upon how long they've been buried there, they're worth less. But these I can sleeve, which is cool. So these are, as you can see, it gives you the levels of the. Oops, sorry about that. Let me put this up a little bit. These are the different body parts, and again, this is level 3, so this is a fairly fresh corpse here. So it tells you the different parts you can get off of them. This one's these are all level 3s. So I think in the cemeteries, these are the best you're going to get is level 3. And then this one, level 3. These, actually, no, you can get level 4, I guess. So these are the freshest ones, level 4s. And then this one is basically just the skeleton, so you just get bones off of it, so there's not much in there. But again, yeah, a little bit morbid theme. Not something you want to show young children or the squeamish. Looks like you can get like expertise levels here and other things. I'm not sure exactly what these are, but these are all level 1, so these aren't very good materials at all. Again, these are all cemetery things. This guy got shot in the head, so kind of morbid, definitely. Level 1, so not very good quality here. Level 2 is a little bit better quality. Yeah, so different levels here. And these are all, I think, ones you get in the cemetery, some of them. Some of them I think you can get, yeah, the ones in the boxes you get from the cemetery, and I think the ones here you get in the hospitals, maybe. Ooh, yuck. Ugh. So definitely morbid theme here. Ooh, boy. Yeah, definitely not for the squeamish. Ooh, jeez. Definitely. Okay, and this one is a guy that gets hanged. I think it's part of the thematic thing. He gets great quality, but I think there's repercussions if you do get him. Then these are different cards, humanity cards you can draw. The backs of these. Oh, these are different locations. You put them at different locations, so it tells you where you put them. Cemetery or churches or wherever. And these are different cards you can draw from. Yeah, so these are probably little event things that come on. And then these are different people you can hire and get different attributes from. These like kind of con men you can hire, and they give you different benefits depending upon what you pick. There's a body snatcher. Yeah, these are different like unscrupulous people you can hire to help you. Hospital thief. Yeah, dog catcher, which you can get animal parts from. Or you can get different other benefits too, depending upon what you pick. But, and again, these are at different locations. These will be at the docks. So, seedy people hang out at the docks. So that's pretty much it there. So, but yeah, definitely, it's got some cool mechanisms, and it's got a good rating on BGG. But definitely not for the squeamish or for young children. So, don't recommend if you play with them. But definitely a game that I've been wanting to get, and definitely a game that I'm interested in is Abomination, HEIR of Frankenstein by Plaid Games and by Dan Blanchett. So take care, God bless. Have a Merry Christmas to all. Definitely not a Christmas-themed game, but yep, so just remember Jesus is the reason for the season, and that without the virgin birth, there'd be no salvation. So anyway, so take care, God bless, and we will see you in the next unboxing video. Bye-bye now.